Last week, whilst I was doing some sewing, this happened. Yep, I know. Even though I've been sewing for over 6 years, this happened to me because mistakes are absolutely part of our journeys. And I thought I'll share some of my sewing mistakes and the mistakes that you need to avoid in order to get better at your sewing journey. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go. The first mistake that I want to share with you is using the wrong type of needle. There are different types of needles, as we are all aware, I think. In order to sew your garment successfully, it's best to check that the type of fabric you're working with goes well with the needle you are selecting. And do not forget to just that quick little check before you actually start does make a big difference. It saves time as well, so that once you start, you've started and you can get on with it. Also, a little tip that I learned from a sewing teacher that I had a few years ago: after every single project you do, you should change your needle. And she demonstrated that if you actually rub your finger against the needle that you've got on your machine, you'll notice, if you notice just that tiny little bit of roughness, it's time to change the needle, because that just damages your fabric. And it's best to just have a good needle rather than damaged garments that you're creating. I don't know whether to call this a lazy option, but a lot of us always tend to forget to trim off the excess seam allowances or any sort of bulk. But I really recommend this, because I know it feels like you're wasting time trimming those excess seam allowances, but it's so important to do that. A lazy way out of it would be to reduce the seam allowance on the sewing pattern paper before you actually cut out your fabric, which would mean that your seam allowance would be very narrow and you would have to be extremely careful when you're sewing it. So that's the hack around that. But it's so important to trim those excess seam allowances to reduce bulk when you are constructing something. So say for example, this here is a cuff that I've attached to this sleeve, and where these two get joined together, there's a lot of bulk. It would show on the inside, and it just won't have a good finish. So it just takes your sewing from homemade to pro-made. The next mistake that a lot of people make is not matching up the measurements of themselves to the sewing pattern measurement that they cut out. And this mistake has cost a lot of people money, time and fabric, because what happens is, if you look at a sewing pattern and it says size 10 and you are normally a size 10 from UK shops or US shops, whatever it is, and you cut out size 10 on that sewing pattern, the chances are high that you're either going to cut out a very big or very small garments, because sewing pattern companies have their unique sizing charts, and it's absolutely important that you go back, measure yourself and tally up your measurements with the charts that comes along with the sewing patterns in order to identify what size to actually cut out for yourself. So if your bust is, say for example, 30, and on the sewing pattern you've got a bust 29 and the waist is not exactly yours, it's best to go with the size that's just above yours. And then when you cut out that sewing pattern, when you cut it out on your actual fashion fabric, you can make adjustments on yourself, because there's nothing as annoying and frustrating as cutting out a piece of fabric that you've spent a lot of money on and wearing it after constructing it and it's not your size. Which takes me to the next thing. When you are creating something for the first time, it's always advised to create a test run of it, and in fashion terms it's called a muslin or a toile. These are normally made using, scrap fabrics, or really cheap fabrics, or old beddings, old curtains, or fabrics that are just on their way out for recycling. You could also buy, if you want to go a bit, go out there, you can buy yourself some calico fabric. They are just like unbleached or untreated fabrics that are just out there that fashion students do use, and designers. The next thing to also remember is that stay stitching is So important. And when I say stay stitching, I actually mean, you know, say for example you've got a curve, or you've got something cut along a bias. If you do not stay stitch it, which means just taking it to the sewing machine and sewing along the seam allowance or just before the seam allowance, just to avoid it to curve or curl or get wavy, you would regret it if you don't do that. So it's super important to take that extra time to go back and stay stitch like your necklines, your armholes, you know, if you're making like a wrap top or something that is cut along the bias, it's so important to stay stitch along that seam allowance to avoid it from curling up or getting wavy, and it doesn't look right. So it just stops that ugly look that some items of clothing have. Another thing that I thought I'd share with you, you must have seen the clip that I shared earlier on in this video. Please remove your pins. Double check that you haven't got pins laid on the inside. What I did was I had a pin that stabilized a part of the seam that I was about to sew, but I forgot that the pin was there, and whilst I was sewing, the sewing machine needle went over my pin, and it was just like disaster. That actually does damage sewing machines, and I just don't want to do that again. I've done that quite a lot of times, so I don't want to do that again. So in order to avoid that mistake, just make sure your pins are out. I know some of us like to get a bit, you know, we like to get a bit crafty and cheeky and leave our pins and sew over pins, but guys, it actually does damage your sewing machine and it could hurt you as well. In order to avoid that mistake, please check that you haven't got pins in your fabric whilst you're sewing. This next thing, I have found myself doing it a couple of times. It's ignoring the grain lines. Grain lines have a purpose. That those grain lines and the lines that you see on the sewing patterns, they're there for a reason. If you do not have your fabric cut out in the way that it should be cut out, it will not sit properly on your garments, and you have a garment that doesn't sit nicely on you when you do create it. So I really do recommend paying attention to the direction of the grain lines and making sure you pin your sewing patterns onto your fabrics the way that they should be. And if it says to cut along the bias, you move your sewing pattern piece to make sure that it's along the bias. I have a video here, and I'll leave the link in the description box below, showing you how to sew on the bias. The next mistake that a lot of people make is skipping the interfacing. Interfacing was made for a reason, and it's just so important. You need to interface the things that you actually create. So and also make sure that you get the right weight, because if you get interfacing that is a bit too heavy for the weight of the fabric you're working with, your end product will not look right. So always pay attention to the guidelines on the sewing patterns that you purchase, and apply those interfacings to those fabrics. So important. I must say, please do not let these mistakes put you off from going further with your clothes making journey. None of us ever got to the stage that we are, you know, people who sew clothes, by giving up just because of mistakes. I mean, if I show you the amount of mistakes I've made in my sewing journey, you would just laugh your head off. But yeah, we all make mistakes. It's part of it. All I do is I always have spare seam rippers around my table. Like I've got one right next to the sewing machine, I've got another one inside my magnetic pin dish. They're all over the place, just for quick unpicking. So important, but mistakes will always happen. But I just hope the mistakes are not as grave as, you know, damaging things that are expensive. But yeah, I have this video here on the screen that would share a few more tips on how to sew faster and how to batch sew your projects. So I hope you like that video, and I hope to see you over at that video. Enjoy the rest of your day and all the very best. Take care. Bye.